Happy Friday, everybody. Starting to dry out a little bit here in Kansas City. Still pretty gloomy as we look over FIFA Fan Fest. A beautiful setup there. I love that heart. I think it is so cool. I hope it sticks around in the city somewhere after all the FIFA stuff is done, World Cup stuff. But definitely seeing a little bit of patchy rain still on radar, some thicker clouds still in place. But all in all, I do think that we are a little bit of a drying trend for the rest of today. Thanks for joining us. I'm meteorologist Warren Sears. Again, Friday, good Friday feels, and we have had so much positivity around Kansas City. I just think it's fantastic. And yesterday was so phenomenal, seeing all the orange here, and more teams now back. Algeria and Austria, I'm sure we're going to see quite a bit of their fans around today and tomorrow as well. Let's take a look at your forecast because we have some big changes here on the horizon. I want to go ahead and first start with the now, showing you radar, mainly north central Missouri and then down into the lakes region, down to the south and east. That's where we still have some of the heavier, more steady rain and kind of off and on activity down in that vicinity. But for us here in the immediate Kansas City metro, I'm not seeing a whole lot left on radar anymore. Maybe a few pockets of drizzle or a little bit of sprinkle activity, but generally, as you roll through the rest of your day, we are expecting fairly dry conditions. So we had some rain out there this morning. Activity planner here for the next few days. Mostly good today, a few showers. It's the final mild day, and it's obviously very humid out there, but we're only going to get to about 80 degrees. And tomorrow you'll notice mid-80s back in the forecast, so definitely warming up quite a bit. And then Sunday, it's going to get hot. Guys, it's going to get really hot. So I see a pretty big stretch next week of high heat, 90s, feels like temps up to 100, 105. So a little heat wave beginning now as we wrap up the month of June and head into July. So some caution in the afternoon there on Sunday. I think Saturday is mostly dry. There's a low storm chance from about noon to 5 p.m. that I'll walk you through as well. Just from a reflection of temperature standpoint here. We've got 80 out there today, 86 Saturday, and then 91 Sunday. And again, with the high, we just have so much moisture in the region out there that kind of tough when it comes to what it's going to feel like. If you're going out to FanFest today, it runs into the afternoon and late evening. I think it actually runs till 10 p.m. today, not midnight. But we have low 80s for a couple of hours, and then eventually spending a lot of the evening in the 70s. We're going to get the clouds to try to break up a little bit into the afternoon, so we'll see if that can end up happening. But I want to walk you through what radar could look like here through the rest of today and into tomorrow. So by noon, you can see a lot of that rain still pushing into central Missouri. Some spotty stuff, some spotty downpours around. Could have some more kind of pop up off and on throughout the day, but you see here a good chunk of radar will be dry here in the KCTV5 coverage area. And then rolling into Friday evening, same thing. If you live down into the Lakes region, Benton County, Pettis County, Henry County, might have a couple more pop-up showers and rumbles later on today. But again, generally, the consensus here is to have a non-impacted Friday afternoon and evening. Getting into your Saturday, again, because we have all this heat and humidity, some more pop-ups will be possible throughout the day. This window right here from about noon until 4 p.m., I want to be clear that a lot of us will probably stay dry, but we need to watch out for one or two of these storms to get closer to Kansas City. There is a level 1 out of 5 risk for a few of those storms to be on the stronger side. Low-end severe limits, so some quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour gusts if you find yourself under one of these storms. But again, this is going to be more miss rather than hit. We have a 30% chance on your Saturday for a shower or rumble into the afternoon and early part of the evening. This specific computer wants to pop something up around 7 p.m. I know we have our match at 9 p.m. on Saturday at Kansas City Stadium. I'm hoping everything should be able to go on just fine, but we'll keep a small 30% chance even into the start time of the match, but the later part of the evening looking dry. So best case scenario, none of that forms around Kansas City, and we can have a dry rest of the day on Saturday. So just a 30%, as I mentioned, confidence for a little pop-up. And if we did have one roll through, the Kansas City Metro, it would be rather brief. This is not a widespread day of rain and thunderstorms, not a big severe risk, but there is just a low end level 1 out of 5. Really thinking it's mainly for that window from noon to 4, where we could have 1 or 2 of those cells pulse up and potentially drive you inside for, a brief 15-30 minutes, and then that would be it. So your actual match on Saturday, Algeria versus Austria. So we've had an Algeria match already. If anyone's watching from Algeria, welcome back to Kansas City, or maybe you stuck around. But Austria, a new team here for us. So welcome to Kansas City. If you're joining us from Austria, or you are an Austrian fan from somewhere in the United States, maybe coming to Kansas City, the match kickoff temperatures will be still warm, but not too hot. One thing, again, that air real heavy. So high humidity. That'll make our bodies cool down less efficiently. So it traps heat a little bit better when it's so humid. So it could feel a few degrees warmer, but it will be about 81 into the match, 77. Warm and likely dry. Got 27 degrees Celsius turning to 25 degrees Celsius. It does look a little breezy out of the south, about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and maybe some gusts up to 25. All in all, temperature-wise, again, this is the 4th match where we've done very well with our temperatures. Should be comfortable. It feels like summer out there for sure, with some high humidity in place, but no major heat on Saturday evening, late evening for that World Cup match. Quick look at your weekend forecast here. Saturday 86, Sunday 91. Feels like temperatures are going to be back into the 100 to 105 range. And look at this. Your feels like temps into next week. It's going to be tough. 100 to 105. A heat advisory is usually put into place for 105 plus for sustained for a few hours. So I'm not sure if we'll get heat advisories or not. It's going to be hot regardless of if it feels like 103 or 105. Just note that the hearts of the afternoons will probably want to avoid being outside for too long, as we have tough conditions, little heat wave in store for next week. All right, everyone, a little bit of abbreviated forecast for you today. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a press conference that Janae and Taylor will bring to you. So stick with us here. We, again, will be right back in just a few minutes, and we're going to swap out, and we'll see you here shortly.
Welcome in on this Friday. It's Friday, yeah. So happy. Thank you so much for staying with us here on KCTV5 Plus. I'm Janae Hancock here with Taylor Johnson. Taylor, how's it going? How are you feeling?
It's Friday, yeah.
Oh, it feels so good. You know, we had such an exciting day yesterday with everything going on with the World Cup, with the Netherlands and Tunisia, and we officially made it to the weekend.
You know something I thought about?
What's
Because
that?
I believe we host the quarterfinal, and I'm not totally sure how the World Cup stuff works, but
We're
I
all
wonder,
figuring it out. Well,
Yeah,
we are.
I'm like,
for
is there
sure.
a chance the Netherlands might come back? Like, would they
Ooh.
play in the quarterfinal?
You know, I feel we just need to adopt the Netherlands. I had such a great time with them, and
It
then
looked like a good
still
time.
seeing all the videos and photos of people in the midst of all of it yesterday, including Mayor Quentin Lucas.
Yeah,
I'm like, they need to come back. They are a good time.
they know how to party. I texted one of my best friends this morning, and I was like, 2027, we're going to Amsterdam.
I can see it. And you know what? The mayor also teased having like those direct flights straight to Amsterdam. We
Come
need to get
on.
that in the works because they're just a good time. And
Yes.
I know that a lot of them probably left today. KCTV5's Maya Engel was out there early this morning. We will hear from her in just a bit. But right now, Taylor,
Yeah, on to the next match.
we are actually waiting for a press conference to get underway. This one has to do with the next match set for tomorrow regarding the Algeria and Austria match taking place at Kansas City Stadium. So we're waiting for officials to take to the podium regarding everything that has to do with it, as well as the FIFA Fan Fest. So we'll be hearing from CEO of KC 2026, Pam Kramer, as well as Elizabeth Aubin, who is the ambassador to the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. So as soon as they take to the podium, we will get straight to it. But for right now, Taylor, let's take a look back at all the excitement from yesterday.
Yes.
Other parades, this parade. Look at them right now. Let's go, Netherlands! Woo!
Well, there you have it. More than 20,000 people painted Kansas City orange yesterday, and they weren't all Dutch fans. Locals closed their businesses, families lined the streets, all to celebrate something bigger than soccer. Our cameras captured the route from every single angle as the Orange Fan Walk brought together visitors as well as locals, all marching down Grand Boulevard behind that iconic double-decker bus that we have been following for some time, all with one goal: to show the world what the World Cup is really about. The energy never stopped from the Power and Light area all the way down to Fan Fest. KCTV5's Grace Smith was in the thick of it following the fan walk.
We are walking down, and as you can see, this is truly something else.
Kansas is great, you know. Kansas is now the new Dutch city.
Thousands of Dutch supporters filled the streets, dancing and chanting, getting in the action myself. But it wasn't just visitors from the Netherlands. Kansas City neighbors showed up in orange to be a part of history.
Because we are Dutch, and we represent a Dutch community. It's just incredible.
Christina Decker closed her business for this. She says representing the Dutch community here was worth every moment.
Once in a lifetime opportunity. It's just incredible.
And visitors from Amsterdam had their own perspective on what they were witnessing.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, we've done a few of those fan walks, but Kansas was, I think, the best in the U.S. at least. Yeah, it was like smaller streets, everyone like looking from like the sides. You can tell like for Kansas this was like a big event.
But what really stood out wasn't just the celebration, it was the unity. As the fan walk made its way through downtown, the energy never slowed. Kansas City locals who line the streets call it something they will never forget.
Other parades, this parade. Look at them right now. Let's go, Netherlands!
We just got to the end of the route, and that was by far the best experience I've ever had. Just the fans, the energy, truly could not match this. Now these buses are coming to an end here, but this was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
And what's so crazy too is that they opened up Fan Fest early because it was so many people. Then of course the weather had to ruin the fun at that point. But
the good thing is that all of the fans were able to just get out there, get to P&L early, have some fun, and then it's like, well, at least we still got to celebrate when the weather was nice, right?
Yes.
So yeah, no, it was just a great time, and I love this story with Grace.
She's
because she is just dancing. And then also Zach Summers posted a video, and you see Sharon like in the bottom left corner, like doing it with them as well. So it's just, it makes me so happy to see, like Grace said, just the unity of it all and the joy that everyone had yesterday.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, and who wouldn't want to feel that joy and just that warmth and just the kindness and the friendship? Yeah. It's, you know, in today's times, we can use as much positive energy that we can get. So the Dutch, they got it.
Yeah, and Taylor, it continues.
Yes, the vibes definitely paid off because the Netherlands dominated Tunisia at Kansas City Stadium, winning 3-1. And that victory clinched the top of their group. And now they're heading to the knockout stage. Next up, Morocco. That match kicks off at 8 p.m. in Monterrey, Mexico.
And the World Cup brought two fan bases together, as you just saw there at Power and Light last night. Oh, this is a different match. Dutch fans and American supporters packed the streets to cheer on their teams back to back during those matches. KCTV5's Katie Marr was there to capture the energy and the excitement.
Power and Light was a mix of orange, red, white, and blue here on Thursday night. The Netherlands and USA fan bases coming together to cheer on their teams in back-to-back World Cup matches. The U.S. fans feeling quite confident in how the Stars and Stripes will do in their tournament run with their ticket to the round of 32 already punched.
I'm feeling amazing. We're going to win. We're going to win the World Cup as well, baby. Let's go.
I think we're going to make it to at least the quarterfinals. If we get there, it'll be amazing. I'd love to see them go on the way. We'll just see what happens.
The home fans also couldn't help but share how much they loved getting to share the night with the Oranje Legion.
Absolutely love it. I love talking to all the international fans. It's so good for the city. It's just great that we got to do this for the team, and we're excited about it.
It's really just what we needed, to bring the culture together, meet some foreigners, and just have a good time with them, you know what I mean? So I think it's the best thing that could happen to Kansas City.
And they'll play in that round of 32 next Wednesday night at Power and Light. Katie Marr, KCTV5 Sports.
But wait, there is more. As Janae mentioned earlier, Austria and Algeria, they're going head-to-head tomorrow night for the second spot in their group. We're going to have live coverage starting tomorrow morning at 7. I'll be in Lawrence to go find the Algerian fans, so come and find me. Argentina already locked in as the group winner here, but kickoff is set for 9 p.m.
It's like, where is Waldo? Where is Taylor Johnson? Let's play that tomorrow.
Look for me. I'll be around.
Just go ahead and look for her. All righty. Well, with us being caught in between two tournament matches, KCI is buzzing today with thousands of travelers expected to move through the airport. KCTV5's Maya Engel is at KCI with what it looks like today.
Well, right now, lines are not too long, but we're actually going to go through the standard screening line to let you know if you are coming to the airport, how long it will take you to get to that security checkpoint. So I'm going to start my timer, and let's start walking. So as of right now, not too long of lines, not too many people. About an hour ago, we saw a lot more people, but the airport is expecting to see right around 22,000 people leave KCI today. They don't know exactly how many people will be arriving. They won't have that number until these folks get on the ground, but they are expecting this to be an all-time record day. Now, I talked with Jackson Overstreet. He is a spokesperson for the airport, and he said the biggest piece of advice for folks is just to treat this like a holiday. You guys already mentioned this. Treat it like you're traveling for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, because we know a lot of people are also not here for the World Cup. They are just leaving.
And we are going to come back to Maya Engel in just a bit. But for now, we're going to turn things over to FIFA Fan Festival. Here is CEO Pam Kramer.
Two questions equally. One, what are you most concerned about? What keeps you up at night? That sort of line of questioning. And the other is, what are you most excited about? And I've been consistent in saying what I was most excited about was seeing the joy of global soccer fans meet the heart of Kansas City, and that is what happened yesterday with the Orange Walk. The Federation, immediately after the walk, estimated 22,000 people I know EB Technologies has some data, some beacons that show at peak time there were 36,000 people in the geofenced area. So we know that that is the largest of any of the Orange Walks so far. We love that. Smallest host city, largest turnout. So really remarkable to see that come to life. And then tomorrow, of course, we have our last match with our friends from Algeria. Equally part of that story, the way that the people here have embraced the team, and the ambassador will share more, but the way that people in Algeria are talking about Kansas and Kansas City. So it's this love affair of cultures that rally around big things, that come together to celebrate moments. Could not be more thrilled. I happened to be fortunate enough yesterday to be on the second bus, and with Lindsay Douglas, our Chief Operating Officer, we were passing 18th and Grand, and I looked back, and I felt like as many people behind us as there were in front of us, and I said, Lindsay, I love this place. I love this city. I love what we are doing. It is a feeling of pride, of people here coming up to me every day and saying, we're doing it. Like, we are doing it, and we're doing what we set out to do, which is build confidence here and show the world who we are. So I'll come back up and answer all the questions, nuts and bolts, transportation, anything else you guys want to talk about. But in the meantime, it's my privilege to introduce Ambassador Aubin from Algeria, who has a few words to share and some information about upcoming plans.
Thank you so much, and good morning. My husband Dan and I are just absolutely thrilled to have this opportunity to be here in Kansas and to see the heart connection between Kansas and Algeria. It is something, as a professional diplomat, that you hope for in the course of diplomatic relations and bilateral relations, that you're going to see a flowering and a blossoming of the relationship. Nothing beats organic people-to-people connection and the ties that can be built from that. And that's why this moment is so very exciting. The reception that Algerians have received in Kansas, the hospitality, the warm embrace, the open acceptance, meets the level of hospitality that Algerians offer anyone who comes to their country. And so I think for Algerians, this has been such a pleasure and a pleasant happenstance to find themselves right here in Kansas, and to see that Kansas can be their second home, and that they have this opportunity to connect in such a personal way. And so to be a witness to that, and to see the work that many government officials have done over many years to spring into something that nobody could replicate. It's authentic, it is honest, it is real, and it's love. So I think it's fantastic, and I really appreciate the fact that there are Algerian youth in little towns in the Sahara talking about Lawrence, Kansas right now, right? Every Algerian influencer who's putting out a video is getting millions of views all over the biggest country in Africa, a country of 48 million people who wants a deeper, more abiding relationship with the United States. So I am thrilled for this moment, happy to be a spectator, and I just want to say for the game tomorrow, go Phoenix, allez les Fennecs. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I'll just add a couple things. We have been told that there will be a fan walk march tonight in Lawrence. Supporter groups are organizing that. So, the group stage ends this weekend. Teams will decide whether they're going to venue hop or stay in their base camp. So this could be the farewell weekend for Algeria. I know we will continue to cheer for them. We're hoping they make it out of the group stage, and definitely with them as it 1, 2, 3, Viva l'Algérie. So really looking forward. The match tomorrow night will be spectacular. One of the things that has struck me the most at the matches are the national anthems. And it doesn't matter if the countries have 4,000 or 40,000 people, the pride that they're shouting the national anthem, and it is so genuine and authentic. So really looking forward to that tomorrow night. And then at the Leeds Center tonight, an event, and we can share more information about that after. So yes, questions.
Question for the ambassador. I wonder if you might just be able to share when you first came to see Lawrence yourself, and also what your first reports were and your first impressions, and what that felt like when you sensed what the reception really was.
Thank you so much. I came to Lawrence yesterday. I've not been in Kansas in 40 years. So I heard about this along with many other Algerians and Americans when the team came, and we started to see the reception that they were getting and the hospitality and the warmth, the openness that Lawrence was offering Algeria. I have had Kansans writing and telling me stories of what they've done to help make Algerians feel welcome. My husband and I drove through Lawrence this morning, Algerian flags in all the stores, restaurants making a halal section so that Algerians feel comfortable and welcome. All of that is really remarkable and shows such an openness, and really to me is the essence of being an American. And so we started hearing about this and immediately saw the kind of reactions, incredibly positive and open reactions this was generating. And as I started to do more research about Kansas, about Lawrence, about Kansas City, we decided we had to come and see it for ourselves, and also see if there are opportunities and possibilities for exchanges and for connections to be built upon. This is an amazing moment, and we should seize this moment to continue working on this bilateral relationship.
Just related to that, you alluded to this, I think, but it's part of what's moved you both to see how Algerians are affected by Kansas City and Kansas, and vice versa, the sort of intersection of affecting each other.
That's what's been so amazing about this. It can't just be one side, right? It can't just be the population of Lawrence. It's also been the team, the Algerian team, and then it's been Algerians. And you just see it sort of building on each other and producing this dynamic that nobody could have created. This could not have been orchestrated, which is what makes it so special and beautiful.
I think off that note, I think online a lot of Algerians have been saying how surprised they are of how welcoming Americans are. Just can you speak to what kind of gives them that thought process of maybe that they weren't expecting that?
Algerians and Americans don't know each other very well. Despite the fact that we both won our independence through revolution, and we're fiercely independent, we're very proud of our flags, we have so much in common, we don't know each other very well culturally. We've grown up sort of independently of each other. And so as Algeria has decided to make English its second national language, and as they have seen more and more opportunities to connect with Americans, the United States of America is the largest foreign direct investor in Algeria. According to the IMF, 29% of Algerian FDI comes from the United States. There are more than 100 U.S. companies that do business in Algeria. As they have continued to see this sort of interaction, they've liked what they've seen. There has never been an opportunity for this sort of flowering, this organic flowering that's occurred, and they have been delighted by it. I think the Algeria would like more of the United States, and the United States certainly would benefit from more of Algeria. Everybody in Algeria is watching this. Everybody in Algeria, from the presidential palace to the little towns along the Mediterranean and in the agricultural fields and in the mountain towns and in the Sahara. Everybody's watching this.
So it's safe to say that it may be a home match tomorrow right here.
Exactly. Exactly.
What lies next with this partnership between
I certainly hope not. And I think there are things that both the private sector, NGOs, and the public sector can be doing to continue to foster the base that has now been built here. And as I move forward in the private sector, I hope to be able to find ways to encourage influence in a very positive way that confluence. The university in Lawrence is a research institution that has exceptional language skills and is very internationally minded. What a fantastic way to move forward. Algerians want more educational partnership. They want it in the English language. What better way to get it than perhaps doing something with the University of Kansas as one example.
Yeah, I'm like, are you shocked?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's just, you talk about transportation numbers, do you have updated numbers for us?
Yeah, so we moved 21,600 people to the stadium yesterday. We did have some pauses in service, and we very early on made a decision to refund all stadium directs so that people could find another way to the stadium if they urgently wanted to get out there. But we had nobody waiting for buses at 5 o'clock. We had all of our passengers moved to the stadium, so really successful. It was, there were some moments, pretty tense moments, standing over the weatherman's shoulder in the Joint Operations Center watching the radar. You know, it was no other way to say it than it was a bummer to have to close FanFest yesterday with the match last night, 6 p.m., and then the U.S. match, but it was the right decision. Safety always has to come first, so making sure that we're taking care of both fans and our teams, the time it takes to take down the big screens and put them back up, that was the right decision. But feel really good about it. Rush hour, you know, we saw the traffic, but not anything that we wouldn't see on a Chiefs game or another event at Arrowhead. So really feeling confident in all of the systems there.
Can you talk more about how the evacuation works, especially where a lot of folks went over to the transportation of the laws during the last week were saying safe shelter where those folks make them stay in those bus lines?
Yeah, so our job is to make sure people have information and then they make decisions, right? So sheltering in place on a bus is safe. So that was the first. If they were on a bus, we left them on a bus. And then we had those evacuation plans in place telling people where they could go. I know some people took off in other directions. We, can't make decisions for them. But all of those plans have been in place for months, knowing where we were going to send people. Same thing for FanFest. If we had to do it in an urgent manner, we have plans for that too. We try to do it, give ourselves at least a half an hour to get everyone out of FanFest and then onto the buses. We did.
Why?
So I think we just wanted to be proactive. We hadn't moved everyone yet. We didn't know what the weather was going to do. That was like a 4:30 decision. I knew that if people were standing in line and had paid for a service, they would be less likely to want to take a different service, and they might be frustrated if the weather had continued to develop. So it was a big decision, but we felt like the right one for the fan. And we still moved 20 more people than we have for any match, 21,600. So we know that lots of people chose to stay and got a free ride, and we hope that's a positive experience for them if they use it again.
I know you mentioned on Wednesday you've been seeing issues with rideshare, not only stolen. Would you see that's still probably the biggest problem with transportation you all are seeing?
It is a challenge, and I think it also depends on the fan base and what the fan base is used to. If they're used to getting out and walking, we're seeing more of that with rideshare. So, what we saw yesterday was a very organized, structured fan walk, and I think the fans were that way at the stadium too. So it's getting better. Certainly, the what people call the PSAs, the first security perimeter at the stadium. No lines there that I saw yesterday, operating much more on a free-flowing basis. So, tomorrow's going to be interesting because it's a Saturday, it's a late match. Do we lose our sound? I think they can still hear me maybe in their mics, but did I do something?
Lots of power.
Oh, okay. Can you guys all hear me in your mics? Okay. So tomorrow, Saturday, 9 p.m. match, completely different. Again, every one of these matches is different. We do anticipate heavy Algerian fan base, whether they're coming from Lawrence. We're going to add some buses to the Lawrence route. We know people from there will want to come to the match. This is our highest percentage of locals of any of the, from what FIFA is telling us. Again, we don't know who the end user of the ticket is. We know where they were purchased. So more tickets have been purchased in Kansas City, or the 45-minute radius for this match, than any of the other group stage matches. But it's still overwhelmingly out-of-towners who are going to be here. So, you know, we're learning. I think it will look more like yesterday, and perhaps a combination of yesterday and Saturday, than the first match. But 9 p.m. is late, so I don't know if people will arrive early and hang out, or if they'll be at Fan Fest. We do expect Fan Fest to be full tomorrow too, and today.
Have you had moved you the most about finally seeing the march in person? And I don't know if there's a specific thing or a feeling, but what was it that struck you most?
You know, from a personal standpoint, I think skepticism is healthy, and we've heard a fair amount of skepticism for the last few years about, is this thing really this big? Will people actually care? Can we do it? More than anything, is Kansas City ready? Can we do it? And when I looked both ways and saw just thousands of people, yes, it's real. Yes, it's big. Yes, we can. All the things. I think it is increasingly difficult to doubt Kansas City, and that was personally gratifying. Yeah. Yes, I have not heard any stories. I will tell you, I have a niece who's volunteering, and she sent me a picture, message, and said, you know, new space unlocked at Arrowhead, the volunteer shelter in place space. So I think people were seeing parking garages that they hadn't seen before. I've not heard any stories about that. You know, we were watching it on the cameras out at the Joint Operations Center. Certainly, I also want to thank the police department helping us make sure when you have buses and pedestrians, you know, in a space, making sure that people go where they're supposed to go and know where they're supposed to go, really important. So the police department standing right next to us in the Joint Operations Center, talking to their people at Crown Center, could not be prouder of the collaboration that happened there. I think that maybe the lesson learned is that Joint Operations Center is so critical to our operation. Having transportation co-located with safety and security, with communications, all of it at the same time. We could see it. We could see people moving to the shelter in place locations, and we were talking to our Joint Information Center. They were starting to get incoming from fans asking about refunds, and you know how long we were going to be delayed. So we were able to do all of it in real time. I think that has been a big lesson. That center is it's a nerve center, having it all together, which we've not done before. Typically, transportation is in one place, safety and security is in another, emergency operations center is in another. So co-locating that, and it's regional. So every police department is represented, every county, every city, both states, all together is extraordinary, and I think was really helpful yesterday.
You also mentioned being all over the sister, yeah, that's really so curious what it's like to kind of be immersed in it, especially as Americans on that stage.
Yeah, it was. I was grateful the Federation invited Lindsay and me to be on the bus, and it was a little moment. You know, typically we're not participating, right? We're organizing, watching, operating. So it was like a little sliver of getting to be a fan for a minute, and it was joyful. I mean, it was so. I remember from the '94 World Cup, that was the feeling I took away. I actually got caught up in a Brazilian fan kind of samba to the match, and that was the feeling I had. And people were, there were no incidents. It was lovely and happy and friendly, and you could tell people from all over the world were together. I could hear Dutch, I could hear Spanish, I could hear English, and you could see it all. And then, to have the backdrop of our city was just amazing.
You talk about every match is different, and obviously, like even with the next few games, things are going to come up. But is the hope to kind of get all the logistics kind of handled by this last
Yeah, I mean, the matches are only going to get bigger, right? And tomorrow's a big day. The 3 match windows, there are matches happening all across North America that are meaningful and relate to one another. And, I do think we learn, and the knockout stages will continue to learn. I think if we stop learning, then, we're not doing our jobs. But, we learn something every time. We refine it. We are already looking forward to that round of 32, just knowing what the possibilities are for who will play here, so we can start understanding those fan bases. One of the things we learned about the Algerians when the match schedule came out, just understanding the cultural relevance of football and the family aspect of it, celebrating as a family, bringing that kind of familial attitude towards it, very familiar to us with our sports. So those are the kinds of things we look at, including the operations, what the federation's relationship is with the fan base. Does the federation, are they a trusted source to the fan base? Can they share information for us? All of those things I think are really important.
How do y'all find out the information?
So we talk to the federations, we talk to the consulates, we talk to FIFA. We are members of some of the fan groups. Some of our I'll just say younger staff members are in the fan groups. I might be obvious if I joined one of them. But really just trying to understand what their experience, what they want it to be, and how we can help contribute to that. You have a question? So Melissa Cooper and her team at the airport are doing an outstanding job, and probably the best reflection of that is that we're not hearing much about it, right? That they're moving people through there. They do expect their largest day ever. I would expect they're going to handle that exactly as they've handled everything so far, which is smoothly, efficiently. They've had training in place for their teams. I know they've got language support there, so I trust Melissa. She has been a great partner to us. Downtown airport too. I mean, they're seeing more traffic than we've ever seen. I know you can see the flight path out to our west at FanFest, so I see quite a few of those planes coming into downtown. And by the way, you can see FanFest if you're flying into downtown. We've had several people tell us that. They can see the big heart outside, and I'm sure that yesterday they could see masses of orange. So I think they'll handle it beautifully as they have. So we've continued service to Lawrence. We rerouted some buses yesterday from 4 routes just for Stadium Direct. Independence Plaza, the Zoo, Three Trails, thank you. You guys will know them better than I. Those will all be up and running again today. And we can add more runs to Lawrence if we see demand. They would take their Region Direct into the bus mall and then take Stadium Direct out to the stadium. The third most asked question. So lots of people interested in what happens to the heart after. It was not designed to be permanent, but we are talking to Populous now about what options are for at least one, maybe more permanent structures. It is becoming really the icon of the World Cup, and I think, I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this story. When Clark Hunt came through and to the soft open for FanFest, he said this is going to be the photo that 30 years from now, when everyone tells their children, I was at the World Cup, this is going to be the photo they point to in front of his heart. And he's not wrong. I've seen so many photos of that heart and so many videos and social posts about it. So I think it's even better than we had hoped. You see a render sometimes and it doesn't live up to the expectation. At night, it is so, what is today, Friday? On Wednesday night, so match day -1, we had the big orange party at FanFest, and the heart was lit, and there was a massive orange jerseys, and they were all doing the dance. And again, just that realization that this global, joyful moment is happening here, I think is something I hope my kids talk about their entire lives, and I hope all the young children who are coming to FanFest, who are watching the march, who were in the march yesterday, talk about it, and remember that, write it down. I'm still writing down one thing every day, and that was certainly part of what I wrote down yesterday. Good. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in a week. How about that?
Alrighty, again, that was CEO Pam Kramer giving you a briefing ahead of the match tomorrow. I almost said Australia. Austria against Algeria right here in Kansas City. We are going to continue our coverage and jump into everything else you need to know today before we take a quick break. Taylor, I do want to jump into this, something that has been really exciting here in KC as well. You've been there, right? You've checked it out.
Yes.
Fan Fest.
Yes, and it is back today.
Yeah, and I actually went, I believe, last weekend, and it was very, very hot. So Fan Fest is back today after thunderstorms and lightning forced an early shutdown yesterday. Gates reopen at the National World War I Museum and Memorial at 2 this afternoon. So we are just a few hours away. Things will kick off with a bang. Norway and France are battling for first place in Group I. There will also be live music and a silent disco before Uruguay, I should say, and Spain play at 7. Fan Fest closes at 10 tonight. And I know we were talking about this with Warren earlier. He was saying that he has never been to a silent disco.
I was going to ask, have you?
I have, and it's a good time. Have you, is the question.
No, and that's when everybody just like puts on the headphones and you're just like
you can
vibing
change the
out.
station.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good time. And then I don't know if you've seen those videos where it's like dead silent in the area because everyone has on their headphones and you just hear the squeaking
like
of the
feet.
shoes. Yes.
There's this Bob's Burgers gif or clip, and it's like one of the characters has on like these headphones and he's like dancing.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's my vibe today. That is my vibe today.
That gives silent disco.
Yeah, no, it is going to be a good time. So if you haven't been and you would like to, definitely check that out. Silent disco is a great time. We're actually taking a live look over the Fan Festival right now at this hour at 11:37. We'll take a look at your forecast with meteorologist Warren Sears once again at the bottom of this hour. But Taylor, let's continue on with our news headlines because I know police also are issuing a warning today, a message to our viewers.
Yeah, so as we know, thousands of World Cup fans are descending on our city, and so is a federal security force. The Federal Air Marshal Service has deployed teams to Union Station and major transportation hubs to keep travelers safe during the massive event. Our Gabby Luma joins us from Union Station with more.
World Cup security, federal, state, and local agencies are all working together to help keep you safe throughout the entirety of this tournament. Now, that includes U.S. Air Marshals. They have come here to work out of Union Station, one of the biggest transportation hubs in Kansas City. They are working alongside the Amtrak police as well to really just help thwart any threats. But one of the biggest threats that law enforcement officials have seen for this tournament are drones. So any of you at home wanting or having the urge to fly your drone, probably not a good idea. Now, officials, they have seized 25 drones so far here in the Kansas City area. And if you get yours seized, you could face some massive penalties. That includes a $100,000 fine, criminal charges, even jail time. But Kansas City isn't the only host city that has actually seen these issues. Over 300 drones have been seized across all host cities. But just a message for anyone out there: if you see anything suspicious, if you see a drone that you're not sure about, make sure and report it to law enforcement officials immediately. And anyone with a drone out there, if you are wanting to fly it, go ahead and take a look at the FAA.gov. They have a full list of temporarily restricted areas and no-fly areas.
All right, important information to know. So earlier we talked about being in the airport, how we're expecting record travel, and then last week we talked about how travel was getting slowed down in security because people wanted to put a ranch in their carry-on bag. Well, we do have a solution for you. So UPS is helping you send your ranch home with a ship and dip discount. So its website is offering a 20% coupon that's good through September. And Ranch is so popular with tourists that the TSA is reminding them that larger bottles must go and check bags. But Kraft, they say they are working on a TSA compliant version of the famous dressing. So I think that's like 3.4 ounces is about how big it can get.
Yeah.
And Ranch is good. I had some yesterday with my chicken nuggets. So I don't blame them.
Ooh, it's good with chicken nuggets. It's even better with pizza.
Ooh.
Yes. That is how we feel. No, I think that story is so funny, especially like the latest developments that just keep coming out. Alrighty, so if you want the best seat in the house this 4th of July, which, Taylor, we are almost there.
I know, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Which is wild to think about. I feel like we just started this year.
Girl,
and here we
really.
are. Almost to the 4th of July. You can join KCTV5 as we broadcast the Stars and Stripes Picnic live from the National World War I Museum and Memorial. Our special coverage starts at 9 with the area's biggest fireworks show. And if you can't make it downtown, or maybe you just want to stay at home, stay inside, you can celebrate America's birthday from your couch with KCTV5, your home for the 4th of July fireworks.
Happy
And
birthday, America.
happy birthday. And it's always a good time. And it never ceases to amaze me. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sitting there with the fireworks behind the memorial, it is just truly amazing.
Beautiful. And with the fan fest too.
Yeah,
It'll be
with
nice.
everything going on. So yeah, you'll have to tune in then if you want to stay at home or make your way downtown. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to touch into your what's trending headlines, just a few of them. We'll be right back.
All right, thank you for staying with us here on KCTV5 Plus. Time for what's trending. We have a couple of stories we're going to get to. Now, we know that Kansas City is known for the heart. We're known for love. We're in the heartland. Well, the love was being spread last night. Take a look at this video. So Fox Soccer posted this on TikTok, showing a woman proposing to her boyfriend at Kansas City Stadium during yesterday's Netherlands versus Tunisia match. And according to Fox Soccer, as we can see here, he said yes, but in the comments, it is getting a lot of mixed reactions. And I do want to give a quick shout out to our friend here, Zach Summers. I was talking to him about this in the break room, and he said maybe it's a custom where they're from. We don't know where they're from, but
yeah, give credit. Okay. I will take that. And you know what? That's what I'm going to believe moving forward. And you talk about the comments. This one comment right at the top says, I would rather count every grain of sand on earth.
That's a lot of
And that is a woman. That is a woman that is saying that. It's different, but it's not new.
No, it's
right?
not new.
We've seen this before.
But I feel like it's never positively receptive.
Yeah. Look, the people in the back,
overall.
I feel like this guy right in the middle, he's like, should I clap? What is the reaction? Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
First of all.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air. Now, Taylor, that brings me to my question for you.
I would never. You don't even got to ask me. I would die alone.
Would you?
I would die alone.
You would never.
No.
Get on one knee.
No. I wouldn't even let anybody waste my time that long.
Yeah.
that I would feel the need to do that.
I think we've talked about this before because I told you the same exact thing. If you are looking for me to propose,
you keep looking.
I'm not the one. Just look past me because I'm not the one.
Bye.
I am not the one. No, to each his own. To each his own.
But congrats
to them. And I mean, what a great place to do that as well. Because I mean,
and a little
to have
bold.
It on Fox.
Because imagine if he like said no and you did it in front of all those people.
Yeah.
So
that's embarrassing. But he said yes. He said
yes. That's what matters.
And yes, it was at the World Cup, which I think is amazing. All right, so we do want to pivot really fast,
real quick,
because I know meteorologist Warren Sears is probably sitting outside
at the door like this,
waiting for us at the door. He gets so irritated. First, I do want to touch on this. Look at who follows Love Island USA. This is coming from KCTV5's Instagram.
Who do we got?
Most of the girls, on-air talent girls here at the station. So we do need to touch on this. Variety reports that Love Island USA contestant, which it looks like there's going to be another one, but Alana has been removed from season 8 after video surfaced of her singing along to the N-word in a song, plus screenshots circulating where she used the same slur. Now, Peacock confirmed that she won't appear going forward. She appeared a little bit last night, and then you didn't see her anymore. So Variety notes this is the second removal this season tied to that slur, following Vanessa Montgomery, who was booted earlier for the same exact reason. And we never even got the opportunity to meet Vanessa. Never made it to the first episode because as soon as they announced the cast this season, everything started circulating. Like, do you know this girl? But this didn't start where they started removing people until
I was gonna say, this
Sierra
isn't new,
of
right?
last season. I want to say Sierra of last season. She had a comment that Love Island didn't feel was appropriate, and they took her off.
And you know what? People understand. These days and time, you need to just watch anything that you say, anything that you post. Even if stuff from years ago, you need to just go back and look.
Just wipe it.
Because
or just don't say it, or don't do it.
And you know, people can evolve from their thought processes way back when, but people are going to find it.
Right.
They're going to go digging. I don't understand that.
Right.
But it happens. So you just have to be mindful. And
I think every season now, this is going to be the case. Unfortunately, you're going to have those people who go digging, and you're going to have those people who have made inappropriate comments. It's almost to the point where it's like, Love Island, should you be doing a little bit more research before you bring these people on the show? So
All
that we
these
don't
shows.
just have an abrupt exit. And it's like, wait, where did this person go? But we all already know. You know?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I had that same thought as well.
And that goes to the Bachelorette.
Yeah, I was going to say Taylor. I thought about that. Look at us.
That
girl.
season comes back, I hear.
I read it too.
Next month, which we need to talk about next week.
Gosh.
Because I have some thoughts.
I do. I think they should just leave it gone.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting though, because I have a thing about like ethics in reality television, because even like some housewives have gotten in trouble for things that they've said. Or
Here's
things
our
that they've
Bravo
commented.
queen.
You resident Bravo expert.
Yeah.
But even with some of these shows, they're not the most like buttoned up either.
Yeah.
You know, so it's intriguing to me. Like what is the line? Like a racial slur? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, where is the line drawn in the sand? Is it fan reaction?
Exactly.
That gets these things cut off? Did you see this before and just ignored it?
Yeah.
Like where's the line?
And I think that's why a lot of people got irritated with the Bachelorette, because it's like we got so close to it just coming out the season and the debut, and it was like, okay.
Yeah. And
the premiere, I should say. And it's like, why haven't you all canceled this yet? And then at the final moment, that's when it was like, okay, we're canceling it. But really, it wasn't canceled. It was postponed because now it's coming out next month.
Which is crazy. And her behavior was already put out. Like they knew who she was when they brought her in, you know, and then you do that, you ignore that, and then your whole operation gets blown up.
Right.
But
interesting. We have so many thoughts, and we will continue to have those thoughts next week right here on KCTV5 Plus. But I also have some thoughts on the forecast this weekend. Right now, it looks like it's the perfect day to go take a nap for me.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to turn things over to meteorologist Warren Sears, taking a live look over the Country Club Plaza. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks for sticking with us. I'm First Warn 5 meteorologist Warren Sears. Still pretty gloomy here as we look over the plaza. However, the ground is drying up. Got a couple of leftover lingering light showers out there right now. I think you'll be able to spend some good outside time today. Good time outside today on your Friday afternoon and evening. If you have any plans to go to FanFest, wow. If you have any FIFA FanFest plans, it looks good. Or just any Friday night plans in general, I think we'll be okay. Nice thing about the thicker clouds and the little drizzle that we had this morning, it's going to keep your temperatures tolerable today. Kind of the last day of it, though. We do have some higher heat on the horizon as you look ahead into specifically Sunday. Tomorrow's going to be quite a bit warmer, but Sunday specifically is your toasty day. We have high humidity that makes your actual temperatures feel quite a bit hotter. So we're looking at some 90s for feels like temps on Saturday and triple digits on Sunday. Sunday is by far going to be the tougher day of the two. If you look out right now, though, most of the rain has cleared out. We're going to keep a small chance around. A couple of little pockets of showers and drizzle still trying to hang out near Kansas City. So you can see that picking up on radar here. It's not heavy. It's not impactful. But if you find yourself in another little pocket or two, it's just more of a nuisance than anything. But as we get to about 4 p.m. today, I do think that most of this is done. Low 80s. We've got upper 70s at 6, still hanging on to the 70s by 10 p.m. With the higher humidity, our temperatures just can't drop off at night quite as much as if the air was a lot drier. So FanFest today looks fine. Looking into tomorrow, your Saturday, we do have a level 1 out of 5 risk for a strong storm or two. That's the lowest severe level, though. So seeing a few signals, might have a storm or two bubble up. This looks to be really spotty stuff. And I think the best time frame is going to be from 12 to 4 on Saturday afternoon. However, there's a small opportunity. We might have a shower hanging out still into the evening. But temperature-wise, low 80s for Algeria, Austria on Saturday, and 77 by the end of the match. This is what radar could look like here as we roll through the rest of today and into tonight. By 4 p.m., still, most of us are dry. Might have another sprinkle or shower, probably keeping some clouds around. And then, as you can see here, by 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, it's just not a whole lot that's picking up on our radar. So pretty quiet out there the rest of the day. Saturday, specifically, here's this little batch that pops up. Might have a noisy storm or two, but as you can tell, the coverage is really minimal. And the spotty coverage is good to see because I think it won't impact a lot of your plans. But we have a 30% chance out there just in case your neighborhood or your area encounters one of these sometime in the afternoon or maybe in the early evening as well. So your weekend forecast as a whole here, we're talking 86 on Saturday, 91 on Sunday. Both days very humid. So both days your heat index values, your feels like temperatures will be 8 to 10 degrees hotter. And then on Sunday, maybe even up to 105. So it's a muggy stretch and got a little heat wave. But what happens with this pattern, yes, we're going to lock into some high heat, but we are able to cut off our thunderstorm risks, I think, for a good chunk of next week. 91, 92, 93, 94, 94. Humidity is going to be there. Feels like temps every day up to 100 and maybe even higher. So get ready. Buckle in. Today's your last comfortable day. And then we've got a taste of summer, high heat, and intense summer on the horizon. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today for our streaming coverage. KCTV 5 News at noon starts here in just a minute and a half. Don't forget, at 12:30, you can watch us on your favorite streaming platforms and Facebook Live, YouTube Live, KCTV 5, the First Warn 5 Weather Show Plus. 30 minutes of weather. Stevie and I today. We'll see you at 12:30.